Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more The First Descendant. And last time we had a short stream, because I was still feeling a bit sick, and I am feeling quite a bit better today, it seems. Of course, I haven't yet streamed or done anything like that, so I haven't really tested my limits at all, but hopefully can get in close to, if not a standard length session in today. But last time we were doing some leveling with Ultimate Valby for the first time, and we didn't really get much of an opportunity to play as her. I have since that time put in a fair bit of time in those 400% dungeons to level her up and catalyze her up. I mean, nowadays it's pretty quick, that process, so she is fully set up at this point, but I was thinking we'd maybe just spend a little bit of time with her today, since we spent so little time with her last time around, since we had to cut things short. But the main thing that we are going to focus on for today is, once we've done that little bit with Ultimate Valby, we are going to start using Ultimate Viessa for the first time. Of course, base Viessa was our starting character, so from that standpoint, we certainly have some experience with her. But obviously, when it comes to Ultimate Viessa, our expectations are a little bit higher, and also we are more willing to invest catalysts and energy activators into her, which is not something we were doing with the base Viessa, so we should be looking more toward end game type content that we're building her around, whereas base Viessa, we were just, as I was saying before, in the very early stages, so the use case is going to be very different. But let's start with Valby. Maybe we'll do just a few missions with her. I was thinking maybe the invasion missions, depending on if the modifiers for that make sense for Valby, or something along those lines. Fairly brief, but at least gives us a chance to check back in on her and see how things are going with that build. I did change the character skin for what it's worth, so Valby does look different. If you were wondering, you're like, something doesn't seem quite right. But that is probably it. Just instinctively head on over to research, see if there's anything for us to cash in here, because I think we do have at least one thing of note. I have, research-wise, in the meantime, further upgraded, or I think we did our initial research for a few different weapons that we had not used before, but in the meantime, I have not only gotten the first round of those weapons, but in some cases either maxed them out or nearly maxed them out. And then I think there's one that we didn't even look at last time round that I am now going to be able to cash in here, as you will soon see. So the one that's brand new to us is Peacemaker, because this is the one that you can only get the components directly from Gluttony drops. And I did do just a little bit of Gluttony a day or two ago. Found, fortunately, a group of other people who I was actually doing a whole bunch of, which one was it? Frostwalkers with them, and it was just a whole bunch of ultimate Lepics, and we were just burning down the Frostwalker repeatedly over and over again. And then eventually they were like, oh, hey, wanna do a different boss? Anything you need? It's like, well, I mean, if you guys are up for some Gluttony, I could probably use some Gluttony. And then it conveniently led to us getting more or less exactly the components we needed for precisely one Peacemaker. And apparently this may be a good weapon for Ultimate Valby specifically, so the timing could be good in that regard. So let's cash this one in. I don't really know anything about this weapon, though, other than it's fairly new, because I think it only got released once the Gluttony encounter was introduced, right? Since that's where it drops from. So, in the grand scheme of things, it's not the newest weapon, but it might be the second or third newest weapon. One of the other ones that we started crafting last time around was Enduring Legacy, which we've heard some very good things about. This will be the final copy of that so that we can max it out. So, looking forward to that, because I think by some accounts, this is the best weapon, at least in a vacuum, when it comes to direct weapon DPS. Now, of course, there are some cases where a specific character might have other synergies that make a particular weapon work well, or just in terms of the direct weapon damage, but in other cases, the weapon is basically just a metaphorical stat stick that you aren't really firing much, but is used to help empower the character's other skills, like, say, with Bunny, for example. You're probably not firing your weapon much, so Enduring Legacy, in that case, maybe not a great fit, and that's probably one of the reasons why we didn't prioritize it all that much early on, but for other characters who are more weapons-oriented, that could be a very nice pickup. So we have several copies of it already, and then there were one or two other weapons that I think were kind of similar in that way. And then actually, now that we have a research slot to spare, I think we can either get the Executor, another copy of that, which we're getting close to being able to max that out, but we still need a couple more, or we can go with one more of the components, and once we get this, then I think we have enough to max it out, just with a little bit of time to do all the research. So maybe we start small here, get the last of the components that we'll need, and then we, since that, I believe, only takes 2 hours for the components, right? We presumably will be able to check back in a little bit later today, get the full-blown Executor going after that. So, in terms of targets for crafting stuff, I mean, with Ultimate Viessa, the character we're about to use, that is the last of the Ultimate characters, so we're going to be fine in that regard. Base Descendant, still several that we can craft, but don't currently have space for. Jaber, Kyle, Luna, Eugen, and then the one that I still need one more component for would be SMO. So those may be things that we look to do in the future. Otherwise, a few other weapons that we could still level up a few more times. Frostwatcher is now the only weapon that we do not have at all, and that's because we've not yet done the Deathstalker fight at all, so that's another thing that we'll definitely have on our radar. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. That's a little bit of a tangent, because, as I was saying, I think it's probably a good idea for us to at least look a little bit more at what Valby can do for us, since we didn't get a ton of time to do that last time around. Oh, let's take a look at the Peacemaker, though, because we've not seen this one before. So what is your deal? What is your deal? So, very short range. I mean, it looks like a... I don't even know. It doesn't look like a gun. Or barely looks like a gun, because it barely has a barrel. But, let's see. The range is notable. Obviously, the stats here are not all that interesting, given how this is currently a level 1 version of it. But the unique ability, this is the main thing. So, and it says, a handgun that fires high-powered bullets from a unique cross-shaped magazine and employs overvoltage to unleash a barrage of bullets. So that sounds electric-y. Unique ability is Surging Peace. When using a Dimension or Fusion skill... Okay. Grants the unique ability Single Reload for Peace. What? It's a bit of a mouthful, that name. You couldn't think of a single word for peace? Rather than this entire phrase? When Single Reload for Peace is at max stacks, shooting while aiming rapidly fires all loaded rounds. Huh. Okay. So the downside, at least until we upgrade it further, is a worse reload time and worse recoil. That doesn't seem that bad. But as for the positive side, let's see. So reload, Single Reload for Peace has a 100% trigger rate when we use a Dimension or Fusion skill. Duration of 15 seconds, max stacks 5. So theoretically, that would suggest you would want to use a Dimension and or Fusion skill, one that you kind of spam. Oh, and skill cost? I don't see skill cost. Reload time modifier recoil. Doesn't say that anywhere. Huh. Trigger rate. So 100%. Duration is 15 seconds. So you don't have... You have some time to get those additional procs, but if you need to get up to 5 stacks, then you do want to spam still a little bit. Oh, skill cost here. Is this where it comes from? That 20%? Maybe that number goes down? Yeah, usually the negative modifiers are just listed at the top there. That one's kind of buried in with the positive stuff. Okay, so non-attribute skill power plus 5%, non-attribute skill power per stack, 3.5%. And then when you're aiming at those max stacks, you get that burst of gunfire. So you would want Dimension and or fusion skill non-attribute character. So that makes sense for Valby, since, yeah, both, she's a combination of dimension and fusion. Otherwise, of our other non-attribute characters, I mean, you have Ajax, but he's mostly tech. He might, some of his non-damaging skills might have been dimension or fusion, and, you know, we weren't focusing on that aspect so much because that's not the way that you scale the damage with him. The duration resets every skill use. Okay. So it's not like you need to get 5 stacks in the span of 15 seconds. You just need to get 1 incremental stack every 15 seconds. In which case, it's not like you need to have a 3-second cooldown. You could just have a 14-second cooldown, which is much easier. And the other thing is, you know, this lends itself more to, you know, skills that you press repeatedly rather than, say, for example, Valby's movement skill. I don't remember exactly what the duration on that is, but if that were, say, a 16-second duration, which it may or may not be, then, well, that's not quite going to work for you. If it's a 14-second duration, suddenly, that looks great. So, have to take a closer look at exactly how the numbers play out for Valby, but I could see how that would make sense for her in that way. Ajax, less so. Who else do we have? Enzo? I don't remember what categories he has. I'm not sure it would make the most sense for him where he's looking to maximize direct weapon damage a whole lot. Well, I guess Valby is doing that a little bit as well. Well, anyways, so that is now something that we can keep our eyes out for. I mean, we could immediately throw it on. We'd want to level it up, of course, but we could throw it on Valby. May, Glay. Oh, Glay, right. I forgot about Glay. She's also non-attribute. True. But I would think, yeah, since we're not really going with skill damage for her, at least not with the way we've built her, it wouldn't be that aspect wouldn't be as important. The whole firing all the loaded rounds thing, maybe that's good enough. And Jaber, but he's worse than Borid. Okay. Yeah. Kyle is non-attribute, but we don't have him right now, so don't know how well it would work with him. But yeah, there are potentially other people to put it on. It seems like, in theory, once it is more highly upgraded, it would be a decent weapon for Valby, so that's understandable. Let's see. Looks like one Mr. Big Country has indeed sent a party invite. I will accept said invite. And maybe while we're loading in, I'll hop into Discord. Already there. How's it going, Big Country? How are you?
Good, good. I'm a little surprised you're not playing tomorrow or Thursday, considering the update's tomorrow.
Yeah. Wait, today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Is tomorrow the update, or is it the day after that?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll play tomorrow as well in that case. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, they said the 30th. I don't know if they mean like 30th, 12 p.m., basically 31st, but
yeah.
Tonight, but
I mean, like the Freyna's Encrypted Vault event, I know there's technically one more day of that, so that makes me feel like there might be functionally one more day of this current round, and then after that they'll do the update, but I don't know.
Yeah, they've been saying the 30th, and they've never updated on a Wednesday before.
Yeah, that's true. I think maybe in the back of my mind I was always assuming it would be Thursday, just because Thursday is seemingly always the update day. So
yeah, but also Thursday is always their hotfix day. It's never been a full update on Thursdays.
Okay. Thursday is also Halloween, so I don't know. I don't know what they have planned
because of that, or maybe they're doing it because one of the things they're changing is the strategic missions, and on Freyna's shop, one of the weekly missions is finish 3 strategic whatever missions. So maybe they're giving a day to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I
But
mean,
you can
giving
also do
people
that the
one
day
day
after.
to do that feels like that's not going to be
Well,
very
it's
helpful.
actually more than that because you can do the weekly missions afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay.
I didn't play like nearly all week last week, and I did the weekly mission after.
Oh, interesting.
So, but anyways, the Peacemaker is
Yeah.
actually a really good. It's actually, I shouldn't say really good. It's a decent weapon for uh because it has a really high critical rate. So for Valby, it's pretty good because you can get like 100% crit rate on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole like unleash the entire clip,
Yeah.
you can put a mod called payout where if you get a headshot, you don't use ammo for 3 seconds.
Okay.
So you get all the stacks and stuff like that. You meet a boss, you shoot them in the head once, and the thing will shoot for ages.
Oh, that sounds kind of funny and
But you
potentially
mostly use
effective.
it. You mostly use it for the non-attribute
Okay.
boost.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You don't use it for Kyle because honestly, the skill power boost from the Secret Garden is crazy good for all tech descendants.
Mm-hmm. Is Kyle mostly
So
tech?
yeah,
Okay.
he's tech and dimension.
Okay.
So you just focus on the tech and you get crazy high skill power and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's mostly Glay and Valley, and I would say Jaber, but Jaber sucks and is boring.
Then Jaber's Jaber. Right.
Yeah. Like there's this one YouTuber who I love most of his builds. He built Jaber, and he was like, I put 12 catalysts in him, figuring out how to play him, and I want them back.
Yeah. I would like a refund, please.
And he was like, I don't even want him buffed because he's boring.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm not planning on building him anytime soon.
That is fair. There's plenty of other characters to use, even if you're going back to ones you've used before. At this point,
Yeah,
decent variety.
I'm planning on building basically every character but Jaber.
Yep.
In fact, I've got pretty much everyone
What do you
done
get when you mix water
except
and RK?
for. I don't have Sharon done. I'll wait until.
Mm-hmm.
Because have you played her the Freya's mission yet?
I have not. That's another thing that is still on my list.
Yeah, they hint pretty strongly that Sharon's gonna be the next ultimate.
Okay.
So I'll probably wait for that. I haven't finished her. I haven't finished Haley, but I only need like one, I think, crystallization catalyst to finish her. I haven't finished Glay yet. I just don't really know where I'm going to use her, but I'll probably do it just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Esimo, Eugen, and Luna, those are the only ones outside of Jaber I haven't finished.
Yeah.
I'll probably do all of them. Although Luna's kind of losing her place. With the new mods, Luna's losing her place because she mostly boosts crit chance.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of does Enzo's thing where he boosts crit chance for weapons. She does it for skills.
Mm-hmm.
Although people are using her, using the new mod way too often.
Mm-hmm.
They're like using it for Lepic and Viessa, and it's like, no, they're crit characters. Stop using non-crit modules.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I was thinking I was going to do a little bit of Ultimate Valby just because I had to sort of cut things short with her last time round. And then once I've done that, shift and prioritize into powering up Ultimate Viessa.
I need to put back a mod. I was doing Valby runs, and there's a couple of Valby runs where you want to actually take off your range mods.
Oh. Huh. Okay.
Because you want to keep the boss alive as long as possible.
Oh, and you might accidentally hit it if your range is too high?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if possible, just keep him alive total.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you go around in the circles on the outposts, if he stays alive, you can just hop out and hop back in and keep on going.
Yeah.
Sure, you don't get the amorphous materials, but then you don't have to wait the minute.
Yeah. Yeah. It's convenient.
But I'll probably switch to Freyna or maybe Viessa. Actually, I might switch to Viessa and put on another catalyst. Just need to figure out where.
Yeah. This is what our ultimate Valby looks like at the moment, and fully catalyzed, although the one thing is, I think, weren't you saying, overriding one of the starting symbols,
Yeah, Decimator.
the X one, to get rid of Decimator? I haven't done that, so that is
Decimator's
one.
really good on her, but
Okay.
just more crits better.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And another thing, if you can get a cooldown on your reactor,
Mm-hmm.
you can replace nimble fingers
Mm-hmm.
with focus on dimension, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, that'd be more damage.
Okay.
I just haven't because I don't have a reactor
Oh,
for Peacemaker
speaking
like that.
of reactors. Oh yeah, have we heard anything about whether the reactor weapon change thing is going to happen with this upcoming
Tomorrow /
update?
tonight. Yep.
It is.
We
think
know
so?
it's happening this time. Yes.
Okay. Nice.
They have absolutely confirmed it. Some people are saying that they also mentioned a lot about a bunch more weapon changes.
In
But
terms
I
of like
think they're going to drip.
balance
Yeah.
changes for them. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to drip feed that to us over the next month.
Okay.
But the
Yeah.
reactor changes are happening this update.
Okay. Let me throw on. This is the one we were planning to use and had been using briefly last time around. We do have one that has cooldown at the moment. It's probably not a weapon we want to be using, although I don't know, does Blue Beetle work for
No.
no, it's another it's what,
But-
singular and something else that she doesn't have for the abilities?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Mind you, she can activate the, oh, you still have mastery rank, you should probably do that.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. Yes.
But she can activate its special ability, but it works on base crit rate, and it doesn't take into account her supply moisture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a 2.5% increase to crit.
Uh-huh.
So it's like nothing.
Yeah. Let's mastery rank up then.
Because you're much higher than I am now. I'm going to wait until the strategic missions because they're apparently going to make those so that like focus on weapon XP.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not bad with the 400% dungeons.
No.
Even
No,
without
I'm just going to use those for
weapon proficiency booster. Didn't use one for any of it. It was still pretty decent. I mean, it was kind of multitasking, leveling up Valby and then previous characters while also getting new weapons going. So it wasn't like I was focusing exclusively on the weapons. That made it a little bit easier to go through all the repeated runs, but even if that was your primary reason for doing the dungeons, I feel like it still wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. I'm just going to put all the weapons on Freyna and go through the
Yeah, right?
strategic.
Just use a character who has really good skills and you don't really care about what their weapon is doing, and you never fire it. Doesn't matter if it's any good. You still get the XP for it. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? Speaking of, let's throw on the Peacemaker in one of the side spots and just get the
I
proficiency
wouldn't
rank on
use
that
it
a bit.
until
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in offhand, get a little bit of proficiency experience for it. Okay.
I'm trying to think, is there something else I could replace to get more crit? Because I only had 2 crit mods, which isn't really good. Kind of want all 4 crit mods.
Have you done the invasion missions yet today?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I would do those with Valby, and then that's sort of a way to at least spend a little bit of time with her, and especially since that's not going to be something I want to do with a level 1 Ultimate Viessa, and then once that's checked off, can transition over into leveling up Ultimate Viessa.
Albion and Bunny mix really good together.
That's true.
But I wouldn't use Peacemaker until you have it maxed out.
Yeah, I'm not firing
Okay.
it. It is level 1 and it will not be touched.
The skill cost really does matter.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even use it until you have it maxed out, like, period. Like, just don't put it on.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't ever intend to actually switch to it. It's just here to get a little bit of proficiency experience.
Oh, you mean it's on the secondary? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think the skill cost matters then.
Right, it should.
Okay, so you want to do the,
Yeah, I think if
Situation?
that works for you, I feel like that
Yeah.
makes it the easiest logistically. Don't have to worry too much about switching back and forth between different characters and managing which one has the levels or does not have the levels to do a certain type of mission.
Darkness and Immortality. Do you care which one we go first?
Does not matter to me.
Okay. Let's go Darkness. Can't wait to get the wave of light off this character. Oh, did I say he's 6?
Hmm?
I mean sucks, not
Oh,
6.
no, I knew what you meant. No, I saw that, but I knew what you meant. Yeah.
I'm dyslexic, I can't see
Oh,
that.
no worries.
Which is sad, because I love to read a lot, but like my brain kind of translates dyslexia. Because I read so much.
Huh.
Descendant. The enemy has
White,
modified the ancestor's
orange,
weapon with
and
Vulgis technology
pink.
and
You
are
got
using
pink?
it to
Okay,
emit
I'll take the front two.
conversion energy. It appears they are defending the gate with it. The weapon contains ancient arcane. The structure on the ground draws and releases this.
I'll meet you there.
Descendant.
Alright.
I will show you the properties of the arcane.
Oh, you're pretty fast, too.
Yeah, I'm not that
You can
slow.
disconnect the energy link
Although
using
I'm
the
in this
overrun.
weird place where I'm actually not sure if using the movement skill is any faster than just doing rolls. I think it's
No,
pretty
rolling's
close.
faster.
Yeah.
I think outside of Bunny, the only character that can be faster white, pink, orange.
Is it the same color scheme we had before?
Outside of Bunny, the only character that would be faster is actually Viessa with the right weapon.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some pretty speedy Viessas.
Yeah, it really matters for the weapon for Viessa. Like Bunny, only the sprint speed matters.
Okay.
For Viessa,
Descendant.
both
The enemy
speeds
commander
matter.
is using the conversion energy as a
Okay.
personal
So she
barrier.
can get really fast if you.
The way it scales for her is a little bit different in that case.
Yeah.
So I definitely have noticed that, where I've been using Valby. Obviously, I used her quite a bit when I was leveling her up in between screens, but I absolutely saw on at least a few occasions some dungeons where I would see the Viessas using their movement skill and zoom past me. It wasn't particularly close at times. They were going way
At
faster.
base, like for Viessa, your weapon doesn't matter at all. You're just the speed. For Bunny, the sprint speed matters of your weapon, but but the movement speed itself doesn't matter. For Viessa, both matter. Which is kind of weird, but
Yeah. No, you would
which
think
is
they
why
would all just
actually
work
the
the same
fastest
way.
weapon and one of the best weapons is actually a purple weapon for Viessa.
Huh.
Descendant. The enemy has modified the ancestors.
Again, no, this one's blue.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll take the pink at the front.
It
Blue
appears
and
they
white.
are defending the gate with it. The weapon contains ancient arcane. The structure on the ground draws and releases this. Descendant, I will show you the properties of the arcane.
The other downside, of course, of spamming the Valby movement speed skill is that you cannot jump and cannot. I don't remember if you can grapple. I assume you can't.
No, you can't.
So there are certainly some potential issues with that, depending on when you activate
Orange,
it.
white, blue.
Okay, I'm gonna do orange and white up here.
Okay, I'll take blue. I'll wait till you get here. Oh, you're here.
I'm right here.
Descendant, the enemy commander is using the inversion energy as a personal barrier. We must find a device with the same arcane properties used to attack that device from above to penetrate the inversion energy.
Yeah, for the new non-crit modules, I'm of the personal opinion that you shouldn't use them unless if the Descendant's base crit is 10 or less. And even then, there's some discussion that can be had at 10. So like Bunny, there's some discussion. Mind you, where's the orange? Is that the only orange? I spent that entire time trying to find orange.
I ran out of ammo.
There's some discussion, like mind you, my build that I showed you and stuff that had 3 crit. The new non-crit modules are just better. But if you use 4 crit modules, there's some discussion depending on your opponent's crit resistance.
Okay.
I prefer not having to use 4 crit modules. Plus, one of the biggest reasons why you use crit modules is just because you like bigger numbers, and I don't care about bigger numbers.
But big number is big.
Yeah. So I don't care about that, so I prefer the new modules on Bunny. But like anything above 10%, crit wins. No doubt about it. So people are putting like the new modules on Viessa and Lepic and stuff like that. It's like no, don't.
Yeah.
They are very much crit. Don't put the new modules on them.
Descendant, this is a base separation ring which uses inversion energy. It has a large output, which requires processing of tens of billions of units of data per second.
I dislike that
According to the
you
scanner,
can't get a full.
the structure that appears to be a computing device is full of Vulgis artificial brains.
You have to do multiple rounds in order to progress here.
Well, no. What I don't like is you can't get a full 10 from the first wave of enemies.
Yeah.
Will be neutralized.
Oh,
Like
I think you can, but it's split across teammates potentially. As was
No,
the case
it's
here.
always been you get 8 from the first wave of enemies,
Oh.
which is kind of annoying. Like I think every once in a while another one will show up, so you'll be able to get it. But like 9 times out of 10, you get
But that was 10 from
8.
the first wave.
No, we only got 8 from that.
That was 50%.
It wasn't until...
Once we both turned it in, at least.
No, it was only 40% when we both turned it in.
Was it?
Yeah. No, 8 show up the first time, 12 show up the second time.
Oh, okay.
The enemy commander is using the base separation veil as a shield. If you overload the computing device, you can create an opening to attack the commander directly.
How many do you have?
None anymore. There. Teleports as soon as I set down the water right on top of them. Let's not put that there.
You ready?
Yep.
I figure there's not very much loot from these.
No.
That's why I didn't bother asking before.
Descendant. This is a phase separation circuit, which uses overrun energy. It has a large output, which requires processing of tens of billions
Yeah,
of
see,
units
40.
of data
Yeah.
per second. According to the standard docs, the structure that appears to be a computing device is full of Vulgis artificial brains. This is how they are processing all that data. Continue to insert Vulgis artificial brains into the computing device, Descendant. If you overload the device,
It's really annoying
the
listening
data
to
will
this
be
over
neutralized.
and over again.
Yeah. Kind of, especially once you're doing just hard mode missions, kind of stands out as one of the only times where you actually have someone who insists on commentating over the mission. Kind of through most of that by the time you get to hard mode.
Yeah, well, especially since they did that update.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's one of the best parts.
I know. How many do you have?
4.
Oh, so we need one more.
I got
There
it.
we go. Yeah, before they did the update to make invasions easier, Valdi was the best one for the Eye of Truth because Eye of Truth, the Truth guys, the ones where you had to shoot the pillars and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because she had this bug where you can pop through the door if you had the gun, so you only had to do it once.
The commander is using the phase separation veil as a shield. If you overload the computing device, you can create an opening to attack the commander directly.
Yeah, I have 6. How many do you?
Got 8.
Oh,
Got it.
there.
Where'd he go? Oh, he's still there.
He teleported, but not very far.
Yeah.
He's also got like the biggest weak point ever.
Yeah. These guys are usually pretty easy to take down.
Have you made a build for the new boss?
I haven't. No. I've not.
He's really fun, so eventually you might want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like from what you were saying the other day that it might only take an extra catalyst or two in some cases, which shouldn't be that much of a time commitment, so not too worried about that.
Also, I think I was too hard on Haley's new mod.
Okay.
I think the reason why it's harder for me than most people is because you're supposed to use it while shooting, and it's harder to do that on controller than on PC.
Okay.
It's like I have to press L2, R2, L1, X, and the aim at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah. Much harder than, pressing, 2 buttons on the mouse, 1 button on the keyboard.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, so you wanted to do Viessa now?
Yeah, I
What
think
do
I'm
you
gonna
get when you
switch
mix
over to her
water
at this
and
point.
RK?
I really need to go through all my inventories again. I might switch over to her too because I just put a catalyst in. I'm torn on one of my abilities. I think eventually, if I get a better reactor on her, I might switch one more
Human child.
mod on
What
her.
do you need?
Because I've got a purple cooldown gold singler, which is really good. It's a really good reactor. But if I get like a gold, I might have one more crit on her. But basically what I have is 2 range, the 2 focuses, the 2 cooldown, 1 HP, and then 3 crits, and absolute 0.
Okay.
And for her Transcendent modules, you have 2 choices. Absolute 0 is the one I prefer. The other one is cold-bloodedness. And basically, with that one, you just focus on the 4 and you use Secret Garden.
Okay.
Because you can get your cooldown really low for that one, and you just focus on your big skill and stuff like that. But I prefer using all the skills and stuff like that, and you can get more passive damage because you can get the frost roads, and you have these like orbs that damage people around you when you get more when you get crits.
What you said, Absolute Zero was the other one? Or
Yeah,
was it
Absolute
something?
Zero is the
Absolute
one I
Zero.
use.
Okay.
I wouldn't actually use HP amplification for her
Okay.
because
Just
a
go with
little
the
bit of shield
typical
is
HP.
actually really good for her.
Okay.
Because your frost roads, they give you 10% shield every time you activate them.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's not as good as Enzo, who gives like 25%, and you get shields, as for duration as well. But some shields, they can kind of help.
Okay.
Kind of wish this game had shield gate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would really help because one of the problems with shields right now is unless if you're using overwhelming shields, it's not really worth ever investing into shields.
Uh-huh. Oh, we can get another crit in here already.
I would okay, use the 2 blue ones.
Yeah.
But crit chance is really good for her because of absolute 0.
Mm-hmm.
Because the orbs that passively damage enemies around you, they get used up every time they damage someone, and you get them back by doing crit.
Okay. You said you do put a range mod on?
Yes, I'd use 2.
Okay.
You can start out with one, but eventually you want to do two.
Yeah. Let me throw an energy activator on here. So.
And a submodule.
Yeah.
I would use one of the grappling ones eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely could upgrade one of them. I just, for whatever reason, haven't made a point of doing so yet, but could do it right now, to be honest. Of the various grappling ones, which one do you think is generally the most useful?
There's two. And there's really choice between them. Mid-air maneuvering and long-distance maneuvering.
Okay.
Mid-air maneuvering, they refresh faster, but you don't have a stack of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also mid-air. They don't have to be locked on to something to grapple.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. Long distance, they recharge lower, but you do have a stack, and they modifies the range so it goes much farther.
How much further is that than the basic range? I don't even
Quite a bit.
remember.
It goes up to 25 meters. I'm not certain what the base range is,
I don't
but it's
remember
very
either.
noticeable.
It is very noticeable? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll go long
Honestly,
distance.
with how much money you have, I would upgrade both and
Yeah, I
just
can
test
do
them out. For dungeons, I usually use mid-air maneuvering, and for bossing, I use long distance.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is because if I miss a grapple during bossing, I don't want to grapple to mid-air.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially since I'm on console and I don't have a mouse to aim.
Okay, so long distance. So what? Oh, right. Obviously, the module capacity is the thing that's getting boosted. The other stats directly affecting the grappling hook, those are not changed. It's only the module capacity stuff, which, I mean, that's consistent with the other sub-modules. Okay, so multi-maneuvering is the odd one out, is that right?
Yes.
Get a stack of 3 rather than a stack of 2. It says range
Although
decreases.
I might put that on sometime just to have fun and just travel via.
Yeah. It says range decreases to 18 meters, which suggests that the base range is greater than 18, but less than 25. So I would guess the base range is 20, meaning long distance maneuvering gives you an extra 5 meters.
Which is less than I would.
Yeah, that doesn't seem that dramatic.
No.
But, you know, how consistently are you truly getting the maximum distance on a grapple? Because there are certainly times when it gets a little finicky. So maybe it just helps a little bit, having a little more wiggle room there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Mind you, mid-air maneuvering helps there too, because you can just lock on mid-air and then jump the distance.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Which is why in dungeons I tend to prefer mid-air.
Okay. Well, assuming we're about to do some dungeons, maybe we'll start with that then? Okay, so we go double crit, we have HP, we have 1 range booster, we could get another. Are Viessa's skill damage numbers high enough that you can afford to do maximize range?
Yes.
Lose out a little bit? Okay. On the
Honestly, Valby is the only character.
Yeah. Her multipliers are so low.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the
I
double
think Valby
range.
needs more range, which would suck for the Valby runs, because the bosses would die more often. At least for some of them. Some of them, they get the orbs, so you can put on full range, and
Oh, yeah.
those are the best.
Okay. Did you say you do 2 cooldowns, or at least one of the focuses?
I use both focuses and both
Okay.
cooldowns, because cooldowns are so important for her. I might switch off one of the focuses eventually. If I get, a really good reactor.
Okay. Maybe we'll start with this then. Or, I mean, we could squeeze in one of the Transcendent modules if we were to upgrade that a lot. we'd have to pick which one we want.
Yeah, the cold-bloodedness is more for boss fights, which I just don't expect Viessa for.
Wait, why is this? Oh, because I still have cooldown there. Okay. Yeah. Absolute 0. What is frostbite? I don't even remember.
I don't actually know.
Is that the full-blown freeze? It might be. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because anti-freeze solution gives frostbite immunity. So it's the full-blown freeze. So when you land, a crit inflicts frostbite on the target for a complete freeze. Successfully
And it does work
inflicting
for
the
dungeon
frostbite
bosses.
triggers ice sphere. It does not work for bosses?
Does.
Does work for dungeon bosses. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's interesting. So that's sort of like the absolute 0 is the general use case, whereas what was the other one you were talking about? The
Cold-bloodedness?
cold-bloodedness was specifically for spamming the 4.
The 4. Yeah.
And the idea there is, I mean, it's just really powerful, large AoE, large damage, so you want to have it up as often as possible.
Yeah. Plus, it synergizes, since it's a tech skill, it synergizes really well with, what's it called?
The Secret Garden.
Yes.
I mean, that does sound good, and I do like that ultimate skill. It is one of my favorite ones. So, I'm a little tempted to go that route.
I really like, with Absolute 0, you can use all of her skills, including the 4.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all singular now.
Oh. Oh. They moved to singular.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have some good tech reactors. I don't know what the state of my singular reactors are for chill. Not sure I really had
one
that
of
on
the
my
biggest
radar.
problems with her base abilities is that they're both fusion and tech.
Right, I remember that.
So you kind of have to choose between fusion or tech.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Let me take a peek at what my chill singular reactors look like, because oh, okay, well, I do have some.
Well, if you farm for Haley reactors,
Right, I think that's...
mind you, you got really lucky with Haley reactor.
I have Thunder Cage, range, cost, singular chill, cooldown, crit rate, perforator, the Haley one, final masterpiece, singular range. Oh, I might have more in my stash. Hold on.
The perforator one's really good. Your god roll is cooldown singular.
Cooldown singular? Okay.
Yeah. Cooldown in anything tech, not tech, crit is really good too.
Cost doesn't matter much. Duration doesn't matter much.
They're good, not duration, but the other ones are good.
It's like a Thunder Cage cost duration.
Duration doesn't.
Yeah.
The only thing that duration helps is your 4,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to get a whole 2 seconds. So if you can't get the full 2-second duration, it does nothing. The duration does nothing.
It just rounds down to nothing?
Yeah, because it does a tick every 2 seconds.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's why. Okay, so it seems like would be one of these ones. You said it's the perforator one that might make the most sense. Crit rate, cooldown, perforator. That seems decent.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can roll with that, I guess. Put a little heart on that one so we don't forget about it. Maybe I'll give it an upgrade. Over here. An enhancement. Actually throw on the perforator, which is one of the ones that I was able to upgrade several times. I don't think it's quite maxed out,
Doesn't quite matter for Viessa. You're mostly just using
Yeah.
your abilities.
It's mostly there for the sake of boosting the reactor. Should go. Okay. Alright. Maybe it does make sense to have a secret garden in our back pocket. Switch to that in case of emergency, since that should still work well. Okay, but we've not thrown modules on this Well, are there any, do any of Viessa's skills get affected by the modules on her weapon? Like, say, you know,
No.
Lepic? No? Okay. So, if I'm truly just about never firing this, then probably doesn't make a huge difference.
Yeah, Perforator is really good for like headshots and stuff like that. I'm not really going to use Perforator for anything except for Haley, which means I kind of build it kind of weird.
There are some mods that don't actually have some more tertiary effects. Like, where's a good example? When defeating an enemy, defense plus 128% for 10 seconds. I don't know if that requires that you kill the enemy with your weapon, or if it just counts any kill at all, in which case, why not throw it on a weapon that you're never going to fire and at least get some benefit out of the module?
Sure, I never thought of that.
Might be one or two more kind of like that, but I think that's the most obvious example. When changing weapons, plus 32% defense for 5 seconds. I mean, that's probably a little more involved than you'd like to have. When defeating an enemy inflicted by frostbite, inflicts frostbite on other enemies within 3 meters of the target. Does that require shooting? Because if not, then on a frostbite build, that could actually be incredible. Free frostbite spreading.
It affects it.
You do or you don't?
That's a good. I don't think.
Oh,
yeah, I think that might be good.
Where'd that go? Try this out. See what happens.
It is really long cooldown and stuff like that.
I think the cooldown is what improves when you upgrade it, so you can get it a little bit better than that.
But I might put that on too.
I feel like it's worth at least trying. I mean, if it does work, then it could be very useful.
Let me see. What, quick freezer?
Quick freezer, yeah. Special mod. So it's gold. It's a C. Haven't upgraded any of these, really. Probably not about to throw an energy activator on this thing, at least not at the moment.
Hi there. What can I help you with?
Let's see, though.
Oh,
it's the range that increases. 8 meters.
That's actually pretty crazy.
That's huge. I mean, it's not even that expensive, so I'm gonna try it out. I'm curious. Want to see what happens. Is Perforator a crit weapon? I'm guessing it probably is.
Probably. I'd have to check its stats.
Yeah, let's see. What kind of crit rates are we talking about here? Crit rate 20%, crit multiplier times 2.
That's alright. Not great, but alright. Like my Nazistra's Devotion. But like Perforator is definitely a weak point first.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
Or a weak
Nazistra's
point there.
Devotion is, with mods, it's 65.78 and 3.8. But it's also one of the best crit damages in the game.
R is the bad one for weapons, so I'm probably just gonna ignore it altogether. See if I upgrade you. That'll cost what, 10 more? Get us up to 48. That's basically everything. Maybe we just do that.
Ask me anything about mods.
And although this is not really a weapon that I'm expecting to be firing very often, apparently I just have not upgraded much of anything of the green weapon variety modules, so it's probably worth investing in some of the fairly fundamental ones at some point.
Yeah.
Weak point, fire rate, rifling reinforcement. I mean, that's going to be pretty essential whenever I do.
This is one of the few weapons, like this category of weapons, is one of the few weapons you don't want fire rate up on.
Oh, okay. I did put it on, but should I take that off and replace it with something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you hold the trigger, you can keep firing. However, it makes the aim go really crazy wide when you have fire rate up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see.
I would just put both aim mods on.
Really?
Like, yeah, have aiming and
I don't remember how they spell half aiming. Is
weak
it
point
half
sight.
or half aiming?
Have the. You want as much weak point as possible.
Oh, that is also weak point. I see. Okay. Ooh, okay, not gonna have much ability to upgrade that.
Oh, sorry. You haven't put an injury activator on.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, in the short term, it feels kind of silly
Welcome
since
to
I'm
the
not
monster
really
flag.
expecting to
Yeah,
be
that's
firing
true.
this off all that often. But if I ever do actually want to use it, then that makes sense. Plague Pals! Sorry, I didn't see when you snuck in there, but it's good to see you. Thank you for the lurk. It's been a while. How have you been? I was all engrossed in crunching numbers. We are doing some First Descendant, MMO looter shooter. You may or may not be familiar with, but it's been fun. Trying out what is not entirely a new character to us, because it's basically a stronger version of a character that we've already played. But we are technically still starting from scratch with her. So there is still some learning to be had here. Okay, but I think we were basically acting on the assumption we were going toward absolute zero, which I do need to upgrade.
Welcome. You're here for modules, right?
And I think we'll be good. Before I spend a bunch on this, absolute zero. That is the right one.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Good. Well,
One thing
go.
about absolute zero is if you have chill on your weapon, which I might actually put some chill on and reroll some of my weapon stats on my Nazistros, because pretty much this is... No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to switch weapons as soon as I have, like, switch reactors. But if you have chill on the weapon you use, you can, what's it called? The crit on your weapon also helps your crit orbs.
Okay.
Like the orbs that passively damage.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know one person who he has a high crit chance on a weapon and doesn't use his abilities at all and just shoots people and just passively damages everyone around him. I'm not going to do that because I don't think that's as fun. Plus he uses a purple weapon for that. Which
Okay.
I think it's kind of missing the power damage you get from the gold reactors.
Maybe I'll poke the mods a little bit. Because I don't really have anything inspiring at the moment. I mean, okay firearm attack roll. And again, I'm not really expecting to be using this all that much, shooting this all that much at least, so don't think we need to be especially nitpicky. Like, you could, with attack, weak point damage, toxic attack, okay, maybe that's not great, recoil not great, but sure, we'll do it.
Weak
once or
point,
twice.
no, weak point is what you want on the
Right,
weapon.
that was good, and the
Yeah.
firearm attack was good, the other two, not so much.
Mind you, I use it for Haley, and the rolls you want for Haley, let me check it out. Oh, I have it in my storage.
That's not terrible. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be using it for Haley anytime soon, because my Haley is very closely attached to that
Yeah.
piercing light, which I have rolled pretty aggressively.
Yeah, the 12% magazine, that took forever, but yeah, you want 12%, firearm,
This is a
attack,
little tempting.
critical damage, and colossus. But yeah, that 12%, God, that took forever.
So how much should I be seeing if I can get a cold attack? Like, it'd be nice, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
There it is.
I wouldn't really worry about it
crit.
because you're probably not going to stick to this weapon
Yeah.
with, tomorrow.
Okay. There. We'll roll with that.
Like for her, I might just use one of the handguns.
Oh, I guess this doesn't
Not the
really
hand
make
cannons,
sense.
but the handguns.
Oh.
Because her movement speed, the sprint speed, and the what's it called again? Yeah, movement speed and sprint speed matter.
Okay. I mean, I assume Perforator is on the light side.
Kind of, but not as much as you'd think.
800 sprint speed, 600 movement speed. That's slow.
No, but it's not fast either.
It's Thunder Cage. Same thing. Peacemaker. 630, 800 in that case. This is a little bit lighter. Okay. All right.
The best one, I think, is... Where is it?
What is this? 630, 800 for Last Dagger.
Last Dagger and Final Masterpiece? I don't remember which one was better.
Oh, okay. Well, I have it right here. I can check for you. Final Masterpiece is slightly faster. 650.
Okay. So, that's actually the one I made. Okay. So, I might switch to Final Masterpiece just to, have a fast gun.
Mm-hmm. At least for the characters that really need the speed. The ones that
Just
have a
Viessa.
need for speed.
Just for Viessa, because the other characters, it's just the sprinting speed that matters.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Viessa both does. Although it's not the fastest weapon in the game. The fastest is actually a purple one,
Okay.
which, makes it so you can't use the gold reactor, which is what I...
Oh, true. True.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I think I'm ready. I'm gonna activate an XP booster, but once I do that, I think I'm ready to dive into some 400% dungeons, if you want to give that a go. How's
Yeah.
that sound?
Works for me. One of the dungeons that are out today has a chill booster,
Oh, nice.
and it drops one of the only amorphous materials that Deathstalker uses.
Oh, okay. I think I have it, because Deathstalker has this weird amorphous material overlap with a bunch of other bosses, so I think I actually have a pretty decent amount of Deathstalker amorphous
don't think so.
materials. It's just that
Because he only uses the ones that drop Freyna. And the one that drops right now is the only Freyna piece that doesn't replace the energy activator. So it's the only one that you can get, something useful now out of.
oh, this one here. I see. Okay.
Oh, you do have a lot of Death Stalker.
I've been doing a lot of the dungeons.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not that much, but
But like I'm pretty sure the two you have don't drop anything useful. No catalyst, no.
oh, this one
energy
does have an
activators.
energy activator. Okay,
Oh, it does?
that one doesn't, but one of them does.
Okay. Yeah, I've got like hardly anything for him.
Hmm.
Mostly because I did a lot of him.
Yeah. All right. Well, oh, let me actually activate this, but then and let me hold on. Let me throw on an external component with an XP booster as well, because I might. Yeah, I still have that in storage. But that can help a bit.
Yeah, I think I'm done with Catalyst on her because even if I do get a better reactor and I can switch one of the mods, I've already catalyzed that one. So, like, to be the proper one, I just recatalyzed it over again. So eventually I'll be good.
So that ready to go. Activate the XP booster. Right here. Do the one that is the oldest. Okay. I am now good to go.
Okay.
I didn't check the customization options at all with her, but I kind of like I do like the default character skin for her.
Yeah, I might switch. I really wish we could color it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest problem with the base. Like, all the base ultimate skins are really good.
Yeah. I like this one. I don't know what color I would change. Oh, we have another ultimate Viessa here. Okay. Well, that works. You said this one does have bonus chill damage?
Yeah.
That's understandable. Okay, well, at least initially, I'm probably going to hang back a little bit. Although that was a lot of damage. For a level 1 character throwing out the basic skill a single time, it was a crit, but still. I was a little
He has a pretty good
surprised.
crit. He has pretty good crit.
We gained Freyna.
Alright, I forgot I was level 1. I should probably be less aggressive.
Icons different after putting in the Transcendent module. They are.
Oh, that level up was great timing.
Love to gain access to our ultimate skill right about now.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to connect to.
Oh, right, I changed the, oh dear. I changed the, grappling module. Now we actually get a chance to experiment with it, but it does not have 2 grapples, which I will need to get used to. What did we end? We did the mid-air maneuvering for this one?
Yeah.
We'll do the ultimate now. Throw that in. I would say I do really like her ultimate, so it does tempt me to just have the build be centered 100% around that. That does sound fun.
I still use her ultimate quite a bit, and I really enjoy being able to use all of her abilities. Like, I don't have it on a long cooldown. It's like 11 seconds.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's still fast. I don't think I'm there yet. Is that person just hiding back there the entire time? I know that was the late addition. They noticeably are not in here with us.
One problem with our ultimate is that the enemies can move out quite often. Yeah, let's not wait for the last guy.
Yeah, I don't know what that person's up to.
I'm about to die. Oh,
Conveniently timed level, perhaps?
no.
Bad place to stand. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good.
Wait until I'm not chased by that.
Yeah.
My shield is down.
Oh.
Down. Don't aim at him when he's immune. Now you aim at him. That's a lot of levels. That's my first time, I think, doing one of the 400% dungeons with all the other XP boosting stuff active. So apparently that gets us to 17, which is kind of a lot for one mission.
I didn't bother putting the XP boosts and stuff like that since I only have to do it once. So you ready?
Let me just clear out the inventory stuff, but then I will be good to go. Yep.
Oh, we got right away.
Oh, yeah.
Surprised the Valby's not the other one. Because it's a non-attribute boost.
Oh. The ultimates in this encounter. That is nice. want to make this jump? Now we can. This. Wait for me. Oh wow, you get zoom.
Oh no, I didn't. Okay.
Oh, well, I'm about to get jumbled. Repeatedly. Here's what he does. The ultimate. Good. And then he responds in kind. Gets us up to 24 and change. Alright, and I'm good to go whenever you are.
Okay.
I do like the looks of the perforator. And I think in general, the hand cannons, like this, what was the other one that I was using? Devotion, I think, especially when you have it in your offhand and you just put it on your hip and you look like a pirate. One cooldown mod on right now, and I'm definitely feeling that.
Yeah. You definitely want both.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you have a really good cooldown reactor, I would have both and both focus on modules. That's how much cooldown matters for her.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Have you been able to tell at all if that weapon module has been helping? I haven't been paying particularly close attention to it.
Neither have I. It's hard to tell with multiple, everyone.
Yeah, that's true. Probably best in a more controlled experiment. Can I make this? I cannot make this. Maybe if we had the speed boost from our movement skill, we might have had enough. We kind of tried.
You can make it from the very bottom. You don't have to go up the stairs. You can just
That's true.
do your grapple.
Well, now I'm here. I might as well.
Watch carefully.
I do like how you don't have to cancel your movement speed skills when you use other skills.
Yeah.
That is subtle, but very nice.
Well, her entire kit is like, use all the skills. If you don't have every skill on cooldown, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Absolute zero. I just tried to shoot his foot.
It's above everything.
Which I really like that. She's the only character where I regularly use every single one of her skills.
Uh-huh.
And she's pretty tanky because of that. Like, that 10% isn't very much, but it's enough, you know?
It's something.
Stop becoming invulnerable. I dislike the orbs being invulnerable.
Yep. I will say it every time as well. I think it's very silly. Like in basically every other game where enemies have invulnerability phases, generally speaking, they are highly criticized, and have your invulnerability also have another layer of invulnerability is just doubling down on that in the worst way.
Yeah, let me know.
I'm good when you are. Double check.
I don't have any XP boosters on, and I'm level 24, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, that's how that's how I was doing most of my leveling in the 400% dungeons. There's just so many enemies. The XP is so good. You barely need the boosters.
Yeah. Yeah, like, even after the new things, character XP is going to be done in dungeons.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just weapon XP.
it would be pretty hard to outdo this from an experience standpoint. And if they did, I would be concerned. What would you need to do to make
specifically
that
they're
happen?
going to boost a bunch of weapon damage for the special operations.
Weapon XP, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, not damage, XP.
I suppose one thing I didn't really get the chance to talk about much when we were using Valby last week was just my general thoughts of how I liked her, and I'm thinking about that now because I'm also, in the back of my mind, thinking of, oh, how do I like Ultimate Viessa now that we're getting the chance to use her a little bit more. So just to circle back on primarily last week's character, I mean, as I think I had said once or twice before, base Valby, from dating all the way back to the beta, was probably my favorite character. So was already working from a strong place in that regard. The lack of damage, the lack of direct skill damage is a little frustrating at times with her, but the crowd control and just the nature of the ways in which she can do that crowd control are still kind of hilarious to me, so I do really like her for that standpoint. And then, you know, you just end up using the weapon as your primary source of damage. So, she was fun, for sure, in that regard. Just, you know, don't rely too heavily on your skills to be doing the damage for you, which, especially since I was using her a lot in dungeons where I was getting proficiency on terrible weapons, you know, that was a little questionable at times. I was not the most effective during those dungeons, but when you are actually setting her up properly with a good weapon, then she is very good. And Ultimate Viessa thus far has been a lot of fun. I really like the movement skill. It just makes everything feel much snappier.
Yeah, I really love Viessa. I think she's so much fun. Honestly, I think she's better than Valby. Like, not even just from a fun standpoint, I think she's just better.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Last week, when we behind the scenes thought process of Lids wondering the order in which she ought to play characters. Last week, I was going to do Ultimate Viessa first, but since I was still kind of sick and thought that I was going to need to cut things short, I deliberately chose Valby instead of Ultimate Viessa for that specific reason. That is why.
Really? Oh my god, I just got a really good reactor.
Oh. Also fun
It's
fact.
already it's on the reactor. I got a really good reactor already for, but I might keep it anyways.
Okay. Fun fact, in the dungeons, these 400% dungeons in particular, you get a very large boost of weapon proficiency on specifically the weapon that you have equipped at the very end. So it is worth, even if you have, for example, a bad weapon that you don't really want to use because it's level 1, it is worth switching to that weapon at the last second, just before the second of the two bosses goes down. The first boss, timing of that doesn't matter at all. It's just the second boss. Switch to the weapon you want the proficiency on just before the second boss goes down, and you get a big chunk of XP on that one, even just for using it for a split second. Which is, I did that the first time, but I meant to do it the other 2 times and forgot, or 2 or 3 times and forgot.
Just let me know.
Yep, ready when you are.
This is probably gonna be your last one before you.
It
level
might
up,
be,
eh?
yeah. Probably will be, you're right.
I see you have maxed out coupons.
Hmm?
You have maxed out coupons?
What do you mean?
The weapon vendor or the vendor?
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
weekend?
Yeah, constantly. Yes. As I said, lots and lots of these 400% dungeons. They have been the primary thing that I've been doing.
Well, I'm waiting until the reactor changes. Because I farmed really good ones, but they all have to have mountains. Probably finish Haley first and use Kingsguard Lance while doing it for the new. I'll probably level up Kingsguard Lance with Haley.
Okay.
Just to try out the new, what's it called? But I only got like 1 or 2, or I think I only got 1 reactor to put in Haley. Not reactor, catalyst. maybe I might switch to Freyna with Kingsguard Lance after that. Because it is a really good weapon.
There's textbook gear disappearing in 400% dungeons. That entire stack just disappeared right in front of me. Even if you're not that concerned about picking all the stuff up, it is still pretty frustrating to watch an entire set of loot disappear right in front of you.
I just don't pick everything up because it would take forever because I'd have to clean out my inventory so much. But Kingsguard Lance is actually really good for Deathstalker, like between when he's invulnerable. Because he summons a bunch of ads when he's invulnerable. So like you use during Legacy, then we invulnerable, and then we switch to Kingsguard Lance.
Horrible timing with my positioning and the bosses respawning out, stagger me all over the place. Fortunately, you guys were dealing a bunch of damage, but I was just getting bullied that entire time. And I once again forgot to switch to the Peacemaker, but as you can see, even when we don't have it as our active weapon, still getting solid XP here.
Yeah, and it's like it's a good weapon to use if you like play into the payout and stuff like that, but it's a secondary thing. The non-attribute damage is what you want from it.
That's the primary reason for using it.
Yeah.
Okay, ready when you are.
Basically, the only time I ever use it is with like while actually shooting it is with Valby. What I'll do is I'll get all the stacks up, just focus on on skill damage, get the stacks up, and once I reach a boss, I'll headshot the boss and then shoot for like, it'll take a good 10 seconds to go through the clip.
Uh-huh.
And then just focus on skill damage again.
You just have an alternation between those two things.
Yeah. I really wish they'd like stop dropping reactors for characters or like abilities we don't, have.
I mean, like, electric, tech, or, some combination that just doesn't exist.
Yeah. Funny enough, the reactor that, Jesus. The reactor that made me think that is a combination we have.
Oh, okay.
It's just not a used combination by anyone.
Yeah. I mean, the whole Transcendent module sometimes changing what combination people have is very confusing at times. It doesn't list that anywhere.
There's a chill fusion, which is actually base Viessa's
right.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. That would be potentially a Viessa thing.
Although again, without Absolute Zero, her base 1, 2, 3 are never used.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought I just clipped through the wall.
I thought you were running through.
I almost did.
This could get messy. Stay where you are.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There we go. Now. This is going to happen again, and I've once again forgotten to switch to Peacemaker at the end.
Want to go back to Albion?
Just a second. Scrap this stuff. Ready when you are.
You know what? I might try switching one of my modules just to see how it feels with a bit less cooldown
Okay.
and more crit. Because it would be really nice to get all 4 crit.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
If you want both range mods on, that's a 100%.
Mm-hmm. See, oh, I guess I did have the focus, which was giving me a little bit of extra cooldown. But you have nimble fingers, both focus, both foci. So that's double or additional cooldown for that. Do you have another pure dedicated
Yeah, MP
cooldown?
conversion.
Okay, you have that as well.
Although, as I said, I just switched off one of the focus ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I'm gonna catalyze this one. It is currently the most expensive module we have. Just double check, that was a C, wasn't it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not gonna be enough to add a new module yet. Not unless it's a super cheap one. Where is MP conversion? There it is. Why is it buried so much? I don't know. Okay, well, we can't fit it in at the moment anyway.
I would sort by enhance.
Yeah, usually I do. What did I have it set for?
Tier.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I suppose I'm ready to jump back in when you are.
Guess we could have done that in the dungeon.
True, yeah, I guess I didn't have to change any modules directly that time around.
But next time we'll have to come out. So.
Yeah, next time we would. No, I can't put on the polar bear when I'm loading into the zone. This is a
I
travesty.
don't like any of the attachments. I don't like any of the back attachments. I don't like
Yeah,
any attachments,
usually I
period.
don't like them. It's a chill character, so I might put on the polar bear. I don't know. I do have a polar bear on Haley at the moment, though, so maybe she's not a dedicated polar bear character. A little careful before I sprint straight into everything.
Frames are not doing good.
Yeah, especially when there's a Freyna who just has everything explode in a puff of green smoke every
Two
second.
Freynas.
Oh, it's double. Yeah, it's double Freyna. Yep, that'll do it.
Although they don't actually stack very well,
Yeah,
unless if you have like one with that one popular mod and one without it. Because then they'll both spread contagion and but like they really work well together if you do that, but like you have to coordinate that. Oh, the contagion will be king in the new, what's it called?
what? This person's name is M7 Metal Gear? They're combining Metal Gear with Mass Effect? Is that what's happening?
I don't know, I met someone whose name was Shepard. I was like, is that like a John or Jane Shepard? And he's like, John Shepard.
I mean, Shepard is a generic enough word that it doesn't necessarily have to be a Mass Effect reference, but it's nice when it is, obviously. N7, assume it's a Mass Effect reference, but it might not. Metal Gear is obviously a Metal Gear reference. I love getting teleported back to the beginning of the room when I'm already in here. Thank you. I also love throwing that out as soon as both bosses go immune.
My shield is down.
Run from one stagger into a different boss's stagger. Give me a break.
Get down, freaking shield.
God, just switch weapons once again. I mean, at this rate, we're just gonna get it eventually.
Honestly, at this rate for me, I'm just leveling up while doing Valby runs. I mean, Valby runs are terrible for experience. They heavily nerfed it specifically, because at one point it was God for experience, money, everything. So they heavily nerfed it. So now it's just one of the best ways to get gold, and it's like terrible for experience now. But I do them so often for reactors,
Yeah.
because it's like the best way to get reactors. If you have a Valby run at a place where you want reactors, it's you do it.
Yeah.
And you do it for hours to get God roll.
Yeah. Ready when you
Okay,
are
you
for
ready?
the next one. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been focusing much on reactors as of late. doing more with
Well-
the weapon proficiencies and obviously leveling up characters, gathering amorphous materials, a little bit with the various ultimate weapons as well.
If you want an Ajax Kyle reactor, this week, a really good one in the Abandoned Zone. Especially since both the permanent reactor spots and the movable ones are both dropping them. At that spot? It's a bunny farm, not a... I'll probably go back to the focus on tail. I do miss that return speed.
Okay.
But as I said, I might switch back if I have a better reactor. Although I do have a really good reactor on it, so it's not.
Oh no, missed the grapple.
How do you miss the grapple? You purposely aim for nothing.
I looked up at it.
No, you purposely don't.
Oh,
You purposely
true.
aim for midair.
This I'm not used to doing. Just to phrase that in the most Yoda way possible. Oh gosh. I thought I was stuck for a second there. Both of his orbs are naturally. But that's another thing, is it would be one thing if the timing of the orbs becoming immune was such that there was always at least one you could hit. But there are times when all of the orbs, or at least the remaining orbs, are immune. It's like, okay, I quite literally cannot damage this enemy right now. Yes, sure, those are only brief moments, but still, that just feels like a pretty clear design flaw.
Yeah. Or before they did fix this, but at one point there was a time when the orbs would get stuck in roofs and stuff when you were
Oh,
in the
yeah.
areas. Oh, I've got a star on my mini-map, but nothing there.
Could it be in a different room? Sometimes when you change rooms, it's a little deceptive.
That's fair. It's probably underneath us. Although usually they have an arrow.
Yeah, I think it gets confused sometimes when it's in a totally different room and it doesn't really understand how those rooms are positioned relative to each other.
Is you ready?
Yep. I did not know you could get up here.
Oh, didn't notice you were up there. You probably wouldn't be able to do it with anything except for mid-air maneuvering.
Yeah, that might be the reason why I have not been up there before. Can R3 go through walls? I don't know.
I think so.
I feel like I was acting on that assumption. They didn't really test it.
Maybe. It doesn't have the longest range, so it's harder to test it. Although the range is surprisingly long when you have two maximums on it. I'm happy people are stopping using high voltage in 400% dungeons.
I will admit that I have not bothered to take it off whenever I use Bunny in them, but yes, I recognize that it is probably inferior in most, if not all, situations for us. I mean, it does still have better single target damage.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the only case is single target damage, or boss damage, I should say. There's two bosses, but like every other room, energy condense is just so much better. But even then, I just don't like it. I just don't like Bunny in 400% dungeons.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Like,
Freyna is hard to beat. Also, I'm going to get staggered out of the revive anyway.
I need MP.
Also, that was bad time to do that. I don't get dodge roll as soon as I dodge roll. I know what it is. Oh. All right. Who notices it?
What happened?
I am at 1,500 modules.
Oh, you want to go to?
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be great. Fortunately,
Did any red
not.
mods drop?
No, didn't miss any red mods, fortunately. Although, I'll be honest, that has happened to me in the past week or so, and I don't feel that bad about it at this stage, because at this point, you're basically guaranteed at least 2 Transcendent modules per 400% dungeon, if not a fair bit over that. And so, if you miss one, because you're at capacity, just run an extra 400% dungeon, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't feel nearly as bad now. But like before, you had to do an entire, boss battle to get dungeon and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or get really lucky on
colossus.
something else.
Yeah. Hey, so you ready?
Yep.
I can go back and switch a go back to focus on singular too.
Mm-hmm.
How many mods do I have? I'm getting close to there too. I've got like
Yeah,
146 left.
it adds up pretty quickly in the
Hey there.
400%
What can I help
dungeons.
you with?
And as you will see, even after doing this, not gonna have that much wiggle room. That's 138 we get rid of. At this point, I have gotten to the point where I'm pretty consistently even getting rid of the excess ultimate modules, because those are also fairly easy to come across. Maybe not a specific one, but...
I'll have to see what types of modules. I know they're going to do more, you know, modules for you know, more ultimate modules because or more transcendent modules. Oh geez, I only got
I
rid
hope
of
so.
like 150 modules from both rare and normal.
Yeah, that's... I only got slightly more than that, and I threw ultimate in as well. But the
Yeah.
primary reason for that is because, that. Which means... At this point, even when the only duplicate modules we have are transcendent modules, we still are at 1,333. So even in
Yeah, that's you have more than I do, much more than I do. Mind you, I've still been combining just to
yeah,
get that one last transcendent module I'll never use.
yeah, I think I might have gotten the last transcendent module. I still have one. That might not be true. I still have one rare. I know that I don't have. Oh, and yeah, one rare, one ultimate, but all the transcendents are just the Enzo ones at this point, or 3 of the 4
What's the
Enzo
ultimate
ones.
one you don't have? Hyper focus.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
don't know when
combined
you'd
only.
use that. I don't think you'd ever use that. So, yeah, the only one I don't have. Oh, you don't have Enzo's best mod.
I don't know.
No, I don't have 2 of Enzo's mods. One of them is his best mobbing mod, but at the same time, I think his best mobbing ability is just to shoot the Thunder Cage.
Yeah.
So,
uh-huh.
or Kingsguard Lance.
hmm
So I'm not really going to focus on getting it. And the other one I have is Singer's Mercy, and I don't think you'd ever use that. Maybe? What's
Yeah,
our
that's
mods again?
Luna 1, right?
Yeah. No, that might be her best mod. I know, I'd have to double check to see. Aggressive Melody is actually really good for boss battles.
I
Limbo
recognize the name, but I
Footsteps
don't
is
remember
alright.
what it does.
It
offhand.
increases firearm damage and weak point damage. It's basically Enzo, except not crit. So like if you're with Glaze that are using Python, it'd be really good. I think Singer Mercy might actually be her best. Noise Surge is basically just to level her up. It's not really good on her, but it's the only way to level her up. I might go back to her base. I mean, Viessa's base skin. Although,
See, I just like the way that looks when you have the little handgun or hand cannon just strapped to your hip like that. It just gives me the pirate vibes, as I said. That or a devotion looks pretty similar in that offhand position.
I did get rid of her helmet.
There are definitely some of the ultimate character helmets that I'm not a fan of. This one I think is fine though.
What do you
I
think
don't
of
hate
this
it.
one? Oh, this.
Oh, hold on. I'm running to get some research that is apparently now
Okay.
done.
Yeah, I forgot to put my second catalyst on, so I only get 2 today.
Need us so desperately.
So 3.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah. I do have 24, but I also foresee me using them pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. What am I trying to get next?
Especially depending on the weapon buffs.
Yeah. Might actually be not looking to do anything just yet, because I think we can get another executor, but this one's obviously still in the works, and we don't have the blueprint for our last perforator, and the other stuff we're all missing a little bit of stuff for as well. I think we're actually good.
I haven't done my boss battle for the what's it called?
Or the Freyna's
website thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, happy to jump on for a couple of boss fights if you want.
Or the what's it called? The 4 missions, regular missions you have to do.
Don't the dungeons count for that?
Nope.
Oh.
I can double check right now, but I'm pretty sure.
No, you might be right about that.
No, they counted today for some reason.
Oh, okay.
You know, sometimes I think the 400% dungeons count. Some, not the 400% dungeons. Invasion dungeons count. Sometimes they don't. Because sometimes after the invasions, I get the 4 missions. Sometimes I don't.
I don't remember what my experience with that has been.
So you ready?
Quick double check. I think I am. Got rid of those. Still waiting on the 40. So yeah, I think so.
Okay. I think for the new boss, Ajax is probably the best, but I prefer Enzo simply because the loop is better for controller.
Okay.
For Ajax, you kind of have to like shoot, interrupt to shoot with the power, shoot, interrupt to shooting with power.
That is kind of annoying on keyboard mouse. Also, for what it's worth, my controller at this moment at least is not working, so
Shield down.
it's a bit of an aside, but that has been a little bit of a thorn in my side for the past day or two.
Do you use controller or?
For Mass Effect, I do. For Mass Effect
Okay.
Andromeda specifically, I do. So that is currently the thing that I'm suffering from having to play in not my preferred control setup, and it is a bit of a jarring experience at that. The First Descendant. Always been good with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, keyboard and mouse is the better way to play First Descendant, but I'm on console, so. Because my computer can't handle it. It's not as bad as the PlayStation 4. I can't believe some people still play this on PlayStation 4. They really should have just not put it on PlayStation 4. Apparently that's the reason why we don't have open field Colossus battles.
Huh.
Because the PlayStation 4 can't handle it.
But why there's a specific empty area for the Colossus fights?
No, the Colossus fights weren't supposed to be an empty area. They were supposed to start demolishing houses and stuff like that.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There was even some betas where they did have that. And like the pillars were supposed to, instead of just bursting into light and stuff like that, during the Void Intercept battles, they were supposed to crumble down.
I don't remember if it was like betas that I was doing.
It was really early when they did that.
Yeah, I might not have seen it in that state. Yep. Oh, no, we do not ever have everyone.
There we go.
Oh no, I picked a horrible corner to go in. Oh, not again. Oh my god. Oh, you got it. Alright. Ready when you are.
There's one YouTuber sponsored using Lepic without crit.
Oh.
And because it's like, it's consistent damage and all that stuff, and someone who does math, it's like, yeah, it's consistently bad damage.
It is consistently inferior, yes.
Yes. Like, sure, once in the blue moon, crit will do more damage, but it's only if you don't get crit nearly every single shot. Like, if you get crit on, like, 2 of Lepic's shots, it does more damage than have crit. That's the difference. But one of the bigger problems, one of the reasons why that build kind of became popular is because the guy who sponsored no crit then beat the world record for this Death Stalker on Lepic. The thing is, he beat it on a crit build. On a Lepic crit build.
Oh, but people
So
mistook
it's
it for that
like-
non-crit version?
Sorry?
People mistook it for the non-crit version, though?
Yeah, I guess so. He did it with being buffed by Luna.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he was like,
Most of this loot is gone now. Yep, these are half size. It would usually be.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. I reached the top even though I didn't grapple. I grappled in a place I didn't mean to.
I actually had a bit of a similar experience.
It's mine. My shield is down.
I'm done leveling Viessa up. I just love playing with her.
She is fun.
And I need like one level of Freyna and I'm done with her, so.
I'm getting close to 40, at which point I will need to head back for module-related stuff, so if you want to swap over to someone else, you're welcome, of course.
I don't think I need anything on anyone except for characters I need better mounting on my reactors for.
Oh, this is the same person we had last time.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't quick enough.
Yeah, I don't actually bother picking anything up except for what drops from the bosses throughout the dungeon.
I'm all set whenever you are.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously you get a crazy amount of the weapons and, to a certain extent, reactors and external components as well, which, when you scrap, you get a whole bunch of the stuff for the enhancement materials, more than you probably ever really need. So, it's not like it's critically important.
I need so much.
But...
sorry for interrupting you, but I need so much.
For what, the weapons?
Yeah.
Don't try.
Mostly because I'm very picky.
Well, in that case, pick up the items. You
Yeah.
will certainly get a lot of them.
I think it's partly just because I have really bad luck. Like, to get 4 gold rolls, I will regularly use 15,000.
15,000?
15
Or 1,500?
of the, yeah, 1,500.
Okay, I was gonna say 1,500 is a lot, but is doable. 15,000 on the other hand, that is insane.
Oh, someone's using a Jaber.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them.
My condolences to you.
This could get messy.
Yeah, I think Jaber really needs just a full rework, change it. Changes the abilities.
And also, if you want to get technical, the Descendants are supposed to be special because they have these unique abilities that are unlike that of a normal human. And Jaber summons turrets, which,
Yeah.
I mean,
Which
not
what
to
is
be
what
a
the Kingsguard
downer,
Lance does.
but like, a normal human could do that.
He's basically a less movable Kingsguard Lance. Well, the Enzo's kind of the same thing.
At least Enzo doesn't drop turrets right in front of his teammates, preventing them from walking
Jesus.
forward.
That was nice.
I mean, we were kind of there, so maybe he thought it was fine, but obviously it wasn't, and that was kind of annoying. I thought that was the boss. I was like, wow, that went down quickly. Also, continues my fantastic track record of walking straight into all of the stuns right as they proc. Not that difficult to avoid them, at least from the boss's phasing, because they do show up in the same places every time. This guy's ability doesn't matter for that one.
They both died.
Wow.
Yeah, one of those guys is significantly more tankier than the other.
Well, I think I was mentioning this last time around, but one of them has one more invulnerability phase than the other. The one who is usually the leader of the given dungeon has one more invulnerability phase, which typically means that guy is going to be the last one you take out. But also, he's a chill guy, and at least for us, since both of us are doing chill damage, I imagine that means he has more resistance, so our damage is lower, and the other guy is fire, so I imagine we have bonus damage against him, so he's going especially quickly. So usually you would
Well, I think
expect
the
one
guy
to go
who's
down
regularly here is the guy. I think that he has 3 phases, and he's the easier one to take down.
fast. Oh, yeah,
The guy who spawns over here,
yeah, yeah.
he's the regular guy, and
Yeah.
I find he has so little health that like
Oh, okay.
his phases go like this time. His phase lasted literally a second. Like an entire phase was gone within a second. Oh, want to go back to Albion?
Sure.
I remember we busted out the phase. I laid down the thing, and the one tick from my ultimate ability took out his entire phase.
I don't
Like,
know.
my
He
ultimate ability's
creates
good, not that good.
He creates drones, so maybe it's supposed to be in part because of his drone stuff.
Yeah, I think his drones heal him.
Yeah, they can, but he has ones
But-
that deal damage and ones that heal him.
Yeah,
He's
but I think
basically the
they-
boss Jaber. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why he's bad.
because he's that might be the case. Like it's supposed to heal him, but he takes so much damage it doesn't matter.
Okay. So we will...
Yeah, Jaber does have a drone that heals, but it's like so much worse than Eugen's heal. That's like, you just use Eugen.
Yeah, and I mean that. I feel like that probably still makes sense and is probably still the right way to do it, since Eugen is like a dedicated healer, or at least is supposed to be, lore-wise.
He does do some really good damage.
Yeah. Obviously, in practice, he can do more than just that, but it's
If there's something
theoretically
you'll need to
the
pay.
role he is designed to fill.
Hey there. What can I help you with?
It's funny, for Eugen, for the first time, I might specifically put on a reactor for his mobbing reactor. I might specifically not put on, like, you know how I've said that you want to like singular or tech or something like that for the for one of the bonus stats.
Mm-hmm.
I might specifically go for a non-attribute one.
Oh, okay.
Because his for his base abilities, they split between singular and fusion.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, and
for,
you'd
like,
have
his,
to pick one or the other.
yeah, like for his bossing, you just want fusion. There's no doubt about it. For his mobbing, singular is what you want for his damaging, but for his healing, you want fusion.
Okay.
I'm thinking specifically for the mega dungeons coming out in the and I think it's December 4th. Actually, we don't know if they're going to spread out season 2 yet. But considering the backlash they got for season 1. Oh, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good whenever you are.
Oh, sorry.
No, no worries.
So how are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Yeah. You know, shouldn't push crazy hard today, but I hesitate to say normal, because it's probably not quite normal, but not that far away from normal.
Okay. Especially if you're going to play tomorrow.
Mm,
You'd want to.
that's a good point.
Oh, Jesus. For a second, I thought we had 3 level 1s.
Oh. Won't be level 1 for long.
And it's not as big a deal if you have access to all your abilities.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between level 1 with no catalysts and level 1 with a bunch of catalysts in. Oh, that was a teammate. Possibly you that I just attacked, but that's okay. not. It was just a passive effect, I think. It's like, that didn't seem to do anywhere near as much damage or anywhere near as large an AoE as I was expecting it to have. Does I try to do it while I was jumping? Oh, and I do have now the better cooldown. Okay. Yes, it is noticeable. Also, I'm about to die. Except that I'm not.
Activate your 3. It's killed.
May have gotten a level right as I was saying that. Also, I just killed a bunch of people and they dropped some health, so ultimately it worked out.
That little 10% doesn't seem like much, but it really does make you quite a bit picky. Although again, I really wish they had that shield gate.
Yeah.
Take this. Scatter.
This is the guy I find more tanky.
The fire guy right here.
Is he fire?
Oh wait, which one? The one you're looking at right now
Yes. The guy I'm standing beside?
is tankier.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the guy who would have
his
be stronger.
My shield is down.
Oh, first time I died.
Hold on, much
I
longer.
didn't roll health.
Oh no.
And then oh, you got him?
Yeah. Mana.
Oh, yes, I need that too.
¿Dónde estás?
There's some mana.
Oh, killed. Immune. Then I wasted my mana attacking him while he was still immune.
Let me know.
Yep, ready when you are. That was an interesting adventure. What's up, Boris? How's it going? I will hydrate. No worries.
I should get my water bottle too.
I have hydrated. Hydration complete. In fact, double hydration. Now, really good job.
I do love seeing just the wave of enemies that just... I really like her 3.
Yeah, I do too. And we have a bunch of people lined up for it.
Yeah.
Those, I
There
did not pick
is
those up.
a mod that affects it, that makes it become a damage over time thing.
Okay.
But that's mostly used at reactors when you want to farm weapon levels. But I don't see doing that now.
little bit there already. Bit of that didn't quite work according to plan.
Honestly, your 4 is really good for the orbs.
Oh, okay. Big enough AoE to still hit them.
It can hit both orbs and stuff like that. And it completely knocks both orbs out at one time.
Listen to interesting thoughts. All right, good to go.
Yeah. How many kids do you usually get for Halloween?
A decent number. Well, it depends from year to year, I suppose. It does vary.
We probably get significantly less, but we get more than I'm used to in Drayton. But I also live in a place with 1,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how, not just the total number of people, but like, in general, how densely populated it is, I feel like is the main thing. Because the kids will be dedicated. They will travel as far as they need to travel to the next house to get candy, but there's sort of a limit how long they can go for until it gets too dark or too late. So I guess it kind of affects how many houses the kids can get to before the night is through. But even in a small town, you know, it could be that the kids make it to most of the houses if they're still relatively densely packed together.
Yeah, well, the town we live in is significantly better walkable. funny because the town that I used to live in, it had paths everywhere, but the paths were, circular and, not very good, and the streets had a bunch of dead end stuff. This street, every street's connected to one another, and there's like trees on every street and stuff like that to make the cars go slower.
Wait, trees on the street? Excuse me?
Like beside the street, yeah.
Okay. Hold on just a second.
Actually, it's actually a really good business plan to have, like, not business plan, but like city plan to have trees in the middle of roads and stuff like that to make drivers slow down. I'm not actually a fan of.
Oh, we all made it. We all made it. I mean, I was last one and just barely rolled in. Okay. We're in as a squad. But yeah, it's nice when there's sort of like that natural loop that people can do. Trick-or-treating loop. And just generally walking.
I thought I had plenty of health there, but... Oh, and
Did that eat my cooldown as well, even though I didn't actually get... Oh, maybe I did get it. Is that mine up there?
no, it's mine.
Okay, so yeah, I think it just took my cooldown and didn't get anything for it.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how quickly you can sidestep and backpedal when you have your movement skill active. It looks great. It looks cool. Still feels smooth, even if it's... It looks realistic enough. It's not like some absolutely ridiculous, how am I moonwalking this fast type of situation, but... Still feels like maybe that should be the case, even if it doesn't quite end up that way. I'm surprised it doesn't feel more strange, I guess.
You ready?
Yeah.
I guess this time when you level up, we won't need to go back to Albion, hey?
That's true. Shouldn't need to, I don't think. Probably cut them in just about the least efficient way possible, but that's okay.
Shall we race?
when the ultimate ability crits, it does some damage.
It does. As I said, it's one of my favorite ultimate abilities. Possibly my favorite.
What would be my favorite?
Lepix might be competing for that title, although his can be frustrating when you miss, and it's like, oh no.
I feel that's the same problem with. I have the same problem with Viessas.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Viessa's, well, I don't know. Because you have the travel time with Lepix. Oh, thanks for teleporting me back to the entrance. Wonderful. Okay.
Well, I guess it's less missing. It's more. They just move out of the way.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't feel as bad to me. I mean, that does happen to me as well with Lepic, just because of the travel time of the projectile. If you have relatively long range skill against Colossus, for example.
Oh, I know which one feels the best. Kyle.
Oh.
Like, sure, you have the whole aiming it too.
My shield is down.
All right, ready when you are.
What?
Just messing around with the grappling hook.
Okay, I see what you were trying to do.
It wasn't even intentional. I don't know what I was aiming for. Nothing in particular, but that maybe just added to the fun of it. Like, oh, I guess we're here now.
Although I do think I'm not going to use Kyle for pretty much anything. Although I have it built out. He's significantly harder to move around than on PC.
Wait, he's harder to move on PC or on
Console.
On console. Okay.
Yeah. You can do like really tight circles on PC and stuff like that. On console, you kind of have to do these like round, like very big circles that make you miss. So it doesn't quite work as well. Like it's still possible. I have done Swallowwalker without, him going immune several times. So it's not quite as easy as I'd like. So I'll probably just use Haley. But first, I'd have to get through all of my Executioner amorphous materials, and that's not going to happen for quite some time.
I've actually been eating through a sizable chunk of those. I don't think it is the Colossus with the most amorphous materials for me anymore.
Oh yeah, I have
in large
much
part
more
because it is not always the one that has the 400% dungeons, so some of those have caught up, and with it being the Colossus that I've fought the most, I'm using it at those amorphous materials at the fastest rate. hilarious how he just throws that guy to squat directly in front of us. It's like I have no choice but to assume this position. I had no say in the matter. I would have preferred the bench press. It wasn't even leg day.
Yeah, I do have. Well, for one thing, I did most of my leveling before the 400% dungeons. But most of my amorphous materials are with on Swamp Walker. But they kind of spread out, you know. I have some for energy activators, some for catalyst on what's his name? Executioner. They're all on catalysts.
Yeah. It's pretty rare that I'm actively targeting energy activator amorphous materials.
Well, I was for a while.
For an item that I really want.
I was for a while, but I've stopped. I've got like 12. I'm good for now.
Yeah.
Our shield is down.
Where?
Yeah. She's so mana hungry.
Yep. I agree. Oh, apparently I found some. Oh, just in time. Wonderful. I think that's probably one of the main reasons why I keep on forgetting to, well, in addition to how it's just not my primary focus, but I've basically never remembered to swap to the other weapon at the end, because usually I'm running around trying to find a little glob of mana.
Yeah, well, the thing is, in the boss room, no matter how much mana you have in your abilities, you're going to be searching for mana.
Yeah.
Which is why in 400% dungeons, I don't bother putting any mana things, because during the missions, there's so many enemies,
Yeah.
you're not running out of mana, because they're going to drop cubes no matter what. I don't have to search for cubes, there's dozens of enemies you're facing. You ready?
Yeah. Where did it respawn?
It's just during the boss room. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I just looked down the screen.
Stop right there. Down.
Oh no, that was not a good way to do that. No, stop latching onto whatever the heck that thing is. Gosh. Alright, maybe we go the old-fashioned route. Fine. We won't try to take any shortcuts.
Have you tried contagion on Freyna?
I don't know if I have yet, to be honest with you. I think I've just kept her without any Transcendent modules thus far. I think.
I go back and forth, and I just think she's in 400% dungeons. She's better without. Like some people swear by them in 400% dungeons. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, she's been... I don't think I have any on her, and she's been totally fine, and that is a very strong understatement for the 400% dungeons.
Oh, and I just confirmed the 3 can go through walls.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Okay, we're going in.
although in outside of 400% dungeons, it would be better. So one I'll probably switch once. Oh, no wonder I was tickling people. I had the wrong weapon. I was wondering.
That'll do it. So I sent the switch, but at this point, I'm going to keep it on for the sake of getting the XP. A little bit preemptive for it, but hey, I actually remember, kind of, sort of. Only due to an accident, but we'll roll with it. Only the, wow, it's only the second boss's death that matters for that purpose. Now would be the great time to switch to it, so there's nobody on it. Last time we were getting fractions of a proficiency level. Now it's a higher level, so it takes more XP per level, and yet we still got significantly more than we did last time.
I don't think you need to go back this time, do you?
I don't.
Unless you want to.
I need to double check what I want to do. Okay, I can throw one on for this. Okay. Alright. I am good.
Okay. One thing Eugen is actually really good for these. One thing is that he can wipe out the end boss and or any boss in the match with one phase.
Oh.
Like in one shot, because what he does is he infects the nearby enemies with proliferating allergies. He takes that or one nearby enemy. He takes that enemy out, and then they blow up and infect everyone near them with it. And then the Thunder Cage shock takes them out, and they all die from. And he can do millions of damage that way.
I knew we had a Freyna in our party, based on just how quickly all of the enemies disappeared.
Yeah, Freyna's king, but I honestly think Yuden's like second.
Smooth as ice.
Yeah, I honestly don't see a purpose for Blue Beetle anymore, except for maybe base Freyna. But even then, you want to focus on the tech ability.
I'll ice you all.
Assume they wouldn't change the identity of the weapon by changing how the unique ability works.
I think it would be the perfect for Absolute Zero if they just... One of the things is that it only gives the crit when you activate a fusion ability. And when you activate a singular ability, it just cleanses you. So if they just change that to a singular, then it would work really good for Absolute Zero right now. I guess it would be good for if there's eventually a mobbing Charon build. It would be good for that.
Okay.
There has to be a mobbing Charon build though.
I mean, if we get Ultimate Sharon, it's possible we could see something like that.
I really hope so, because I don't want to level up Sharon right now.
Yeah, I just don't... I think I've said it before, but I just don't love where Sharon is right now. Some of that is just that I haven't invested in her because I haven't had reason to invest in her when she doesn't have an ultimate version yet. I mean, she is still the only one to do the stealth mission, so even as a base version, maybe.
Well, she's a really good bossing Descendant.
I haven't tried her for that, so maybe I'm selling her short. I am ready to go, though. Over here. You're good?
There's two separate really good bossing builds. One of them is kind of like a Mass Effect 2 Infiltrator, where you take a sniper and you go invisible and get the damage boost.
Mm-hmm. But
And
why
the other
not
one
use
is,
Haley in that circumstance?
well, you can use it. One, it's gun damage, so it'd be better for Gluttony and Deathstalker and stuff. And the other is that you can do it more often. Like the cooldown is like seconds. So like for literally every afterglow shot, you can get a bunch of damage. You can get a bunch of
I mean, if you're truly spamming a sniper in the Colossus fights, then ammo can become an issue. One of the nice things about Haley's, even if you are using a sniper with very limited ammo, because it's one of the high power round weapons, you have her her 2, the big blast, which does not use ammo, and then her 4, which, even though it's based on weapon damage, does not use ammo either. So it gives you a workaround even when ammo gets hard to come by. So I do like that about her.
Mind you, against Deathstalker, there's always an Enzo. I shouldn't say that. There's not always an Enzo, but most of the time. Although, there was a game I did with Ajax. And there was an Enzo, and I really felt it.
Oh, now I see. Oh, do I have... Oh, I have 1,500 modules again. Okay.
Okay, we'll switch. As soon as this...
Yeah, you guys can go in. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He did phase immediately. Pretty sure I put that in a horrible spot where it's not doing anything. Did not mean to put it that high up. Miss one transcendent module. Alright, it's not the end of the world as we were saying before.
So you ready?
Yeah.
Apparently the kindest thing about Jaber is that he's good to level up weapons in reactors.
You're here for
Or
modules,
when
right?
you're doing the reactor cheese.
Okay.
Apparently he's really good at that.
Alright. It's something.
But even then he's finicky and he's... and there'll be times when you just waste your abilities and you're like, oh, I had to restart with the cooldown and...
Magisters are probably humanity's real hope.
And even then, with the new strategic outposts, he's not going to be the best descendant for that.
Ooh. Do you mind if we take a brief Enzo pit stop?
No?
To the Agna Desert.
The most
Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready to Agna Desert it up.
I don't hear anything.
This is the best spot. Nothing here either? Oh,
yeah,
no, now I
lately
have
I've been having terrible times lately.
Oh. Up. Yes.
Oh, jeez. Okay. This is a spot that's really good for long distance.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is not the best time to still have the mid-air maneuvering.
Do you have mid-air maneuvering on?
I do. Although it's not letting me do it there.
Why do you have it
Oh,
on your
not
end?
not for him. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
I heard this place has some good ones.
Yes, I've been using this much more as of late. This spot over here. I
No,
find
there's nothing
pretty
over here.
frequently. Not this time, of course. Oh, there's something here.
Oh,
No! Yeah, usually it's the underground cave area directly ahead. But sometimes off to the right, you can find some stuff.
oh,
we
there's
go.
one over here.
I think I'm good for the time being if you want to head back. Didn't mean to
Well, let's go
turn
for a
this
couple
into-
rounds because we always need extra,
Yeah, it's true.
and I have so many. What are they called?
Like code breakers
Yes, code
and
breakers. I have
analyzers.
so many code breakers.
I'll be honest, I still don't technically know what the difference between code breakers and code analyzers are. I just see
I
that
think
some.
one of them is used on normal, the other one's on hard.
Okay. Is it in the same spot as it is in the same spot as last time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I messed that up.
Nope.
Oh, I thought
You
that
have to
was
go
one.
through the.
This guy was one.
Oh, there's.
Oh,
No, it
I
was
was about to
just
say,
the-
please don't tell me there's another one up there.
No.
I may have done my best Peregrine Falcon impression.
I really wish that when you did the slam as Ajax, if you do it from a really high spot, you do more damage.
Yep. Every game that has a slam ability, I want that to be the case. Alright, now it's in the cave. I did not realize existed until somewhat recently. This right here.
Oh, wow, that's a small hole.
Yeah, but it's actually a pretty big cave. I think there might be 2 places where they can spawn in here.
Oh,
In the
up
back.
there.
But yeah, I'm just looting. This is typically the spot where I see him. Might be one more. This might be it. But it's seemingly quite frequent.
Okay, we can go back now, I think.
Yeah, we should. We should be fine. Thank you for taking the detour.
Yeah, no problem. I need more blue brains,
Oh, yep. Yep.
but I'll have enough for tomorrow morning. And the one after, but need more after that. Actually, we'll have enough for the one after. No, I have just enough for the one tomorrow morning. But that'll be tomorrow's problem.
That is a future me problem.
Humanity is very weak. That's why humans need us so desperately.
I'm really hoping Divine Punishment gets buffed.
We'll find out soon, right?
Yeah. Well, not really.
Well,
might
we may or
find
may
out.
not, yeah.
I'm thinking they're, as I said, I think they're going to do the updates throughout the month.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to get back to leveling, or?
The most important things on the
Let
battlefield.
me double check. Where did we leave off? So 24 on Viessa. Probably means 3 or 4 dungeons it would take. Something like that. So we could do that, or you were talking about potentially a couple of boss fights.
Yeah, I can also do that afterwards too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not difficult to take out Executor a couple dozen times.
Yeah. The one we're doing gives us oh no. Yeah, it gives us Devour parts, right? Devour slash Deathstalker? Is it really double dip in that way? Yeah. It is weird just how
No,
many
this one.
bosses there's over
No, this one gives.
This one? What have we been doing?
Wait, maybe.
Has it been 79? Is that what we've been doing?
Yeah, 79. Yeah,
it's
Devour or
on Devour as
Deathstalker.
well.
Honestly, the easiest boss to farm and the one
Yeah.
that we want to farm for components.
Yeah. So, I do
Yeah,
like
that's-
when we get the Vespers 400% dungeons for that reason.
Yeah. Yeah, the components for Deathstalker are really good.
They are?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
Particularly for facing Deathstalker.
Oh.
So you ready to go again?
Yeah.
Well, one of them has a special ability so that when you use poison damage, it like sheds all of his armor,
Oh.
which honestly isn't as good as you think, but it's still pretty good.
Sounds nifty.
The other one gives extra shield damage and it's like all health. So if you put the 2-piece on, then and use overwhelming shield, you get so much shield.
Oh, and that's where it gets really helpful against him.
Yeah.
It's that thing that cuts your health in half.
Yeah, mind you, you still want to get rid of it because it also cuts down your firearm damage. But the main thing, like it might cut down his firearm damage, not by enough that you're super worried about it. But his health, the health one, that's big. Freyna really sucks against it.
Well, and he's also toxin element, right? So he resists her skills.
Not Freyna. Sorry,
Oh.
Freyna's actually decent. Play.
Oh, yes. No, that makes sense. 100%.
Freyna's actually decent, yeah. Freyna's actually just a pretty good bosser now.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. I've seen people do tons of boss damage with Freyna. Just not sure how much people have been concerned about optimizing around the elements. That just knocked me out. By knocked me out, I mean out of the arena.
Oh, it's hard to tell which ones are Greg's reverse fate and which ones are...
Remember fighting that guy with Greg's reverse fate when it was just his dungeon. And wondering what my teammates were thinking. Special kind of challenge. You have a full party of people using Greg's reverse fate against him and can't see anything. People will get staggered. For sure. Speaking of which, people will get confused as well.
Yeah, I saw one thing where it was like, you need to buff Glay. Glay sucks right now. You need to buff her. It's like, one, she doesn't suck right now. And two, the meta doesn't match her. Like, not the meta, but like the opponents don't. The new content doesn't match her. If she gets content that matches her, she's going to be really good again. Don't ask for a buff.
I'm all set with you are.
Jaybird, yes, needs a buff. I don't want him buffed unless if his skills are changed. You like going where you're not supposed to.
There's nothing saying I can't go there.
Except for the invisible wall that's stopping you.
Well, invisible walls are meant to be broken. Okay, the grappling hook just decided it was its off day.
You need to look out for yourself.
Oh.
Well, straight in we go. Once again, I thought that was one of the bosses. How did that not get? With the orbs. Preferably when they are not immune. Wonderful. Did he teleport? He rolled.
No, he rolled.
I didn't think that guy could teleport, but he just completely eluded me.
Think you only need one more?
I might need to. Think we found this was not quite enough.
Depends. Oh, did you change your
Still have
components back to?
Still have an XP reactor. We're good on that, or rather,
There you go.
component. And yes, good with other stuff as well.
So I think the last time you were 34, you did go up to 40 in
I
one
didn't
go.
think I did. I thought I finished at like 37 or something like that.
Oh, maybe you did. We'll see.
Synchronized.
I'll hide you all. Stay where you are.
Oops. Yeah, your one does not go through walls.
That makes sense. That's understandable.
Oh, someone just put something in chat. When patch?
Good
We
question.
haven't got any official.
Soon-ish.
Yeah. Oh. What time is it? 10:30. So. The 2.5 hours? About 1 o'clock my time.
Yeah, that would be if it's at the start of the day. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
when their day is usually reset, and that would be when it would happen.
Yeah. Like, they've never before said it's going to be on the 30th and then put it at, like, at the reset, like, at the midnight
the
the
day.
next day.
Yeah,
They've never done that before, so
Yeah,
I
if they
think
said-
it's going to be around that.
they said the 30th, then.
You
Probably
ready
right.
to go?
Yeah, I just got caught.
Oh, okay.
Cooldown. My book. It's supposed to be this.
Now.
There's some HP.
There's some mana. Oh, that's not where I wanted to be standing.
Yeah, I used my ability once and then I didn't touch him. I think someone else was damaging him, but they were like doing like chip damage. And he was gone before my ability ran out.
Be gone.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
He's just very weak.
There was a time when he was the final boss of the game. Sort of.
Really?
Functionally, in the, one of the betas.
Yeah.
His dungeon was the last dungeon. Yeah, 37.
Okay. And you ready?
Yep. Oh, I actually got up there. Briefly, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, the level does affect her 3.
Okay.
Like, you can be off by a bit, but like when you're like the top of the stairs, it won't.
Oh, yes, yes. I mean, like, elevation.
Yes.
Yes, I was just noticing that. I hit nothing when I did that.
Great spot to do it if everyone was up.
It's also not a great spot to put that, elevation-wise. Wasn't really looking for that height.
Oh, I think the Enzo's using Griggs.
Oops. We could be in for an interesting boss fight in that case. You know what it is about her movement skill that I like? Obviously it's fast, and it's maybe not quite Bunny speed, but it can get close. However, unlike Bunny, Bunny has some momentum where she can't always immediately change direction and maintain her same speed. That is not the case with Viessa, it seems.
Yes.
Which, when you're, might seem like a small thing, but when you're running around a lot in a dungeon and taking corners or trying to avoid certain things that the enemies are doing, then it does make a difference. It just generally makes it feel better, even if you're technically not as fast as Bunny.
Rolled.
Yeah, you rolled out the way fine as well, I think.
For a little bit, I was just circling, spamming my powers without any mana.
Oh my god, what just happened? That was interesting.
Oh. Yeah, that happened.
Alright. Well, I did reach 40, and I think for this one, I do need to head back.
Okay. Let me know
If I
when you're ready.
remember correctly. I am now ready. And I think this, as in that one that we just finished, probably should be my final level of the night. We've been going for a reasonably long time now, and as I said, you know, could I maybe go a little bit longer? Yeah, possibly. Is that a good idea, especially if we're maybe doing another session tomorrow? Probably not.
Okay.
I'll see what the deal is. Oh, apparently just finished some research as well. So, you know, throw on the catalyst, see what the research is here, see if there's anything else we want to do before we wrap up in full, but I think it probably doesn't make sense to do another full round of catalyzation. Oh, it's an enduring legacy.
Oh,
In fact,
nice.
this might be our last one.
As in, like, fully maxed, or?
Fully maxed, yeah.
Nice. As I think that's the best gun in the game. I should say best bossing gun in the game. Which,
Bossing specifically.
yeah. Which I think, really, for mobbing, you don't want to shoot the gun, you want to, you know, use your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So the abilities just outperform guns in every single way for mobbing. For bossing, it's the other way around. Most of the time, you just want to shoot the gun.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, this will be the last one. Gets rid of the range drop-off. I don't know if I even looked at these on stream before, because I know we started the research, but I think I cashed it in off stream. So this is Enduring Legacy. The base weapon itself is really good. The downside was that it had the effective range reduced, which we're now getting rid of. It is kind of nice, I guess. It has a fire resistance debuff and a firearm attack bonus when you hit an enemy that is burning. 11% is not insignificant. So there we go. Now maxed out. And I did a tiny bit of re-rolling the mods. Not that this is like crazy good, but it's definitely not. But might be at least reasonable stats to have on it, even if the tiers are not great outside of the Colossus one. What was the crit rate on this?
really good.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, I associate machine guns, and this is a machine gun, with having good like attack, base attack, obviously fire rate, but low crit rate as one of the main ways that it sort of compensates for that. But the fact that this is still very... Oh, even the crit multiplier is quite good as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to post my build on him? On it? Or several of my builds? Because I do have like 2 separate builds.
Sure. I know you were saying at one point in time, I think, that it's a great weapon for Enzo. I think one of the reasons why, even if in theory it's a really good weapon, I did not immediately try to get it as soon as it became possible, was because we didn't seem to have a good character for it. Because I haven't really built Enzo. I haven't, outside of just getting him up to 40. So is there anyone else who makes sense for him?
Wanna feel it
For the Enduring
Enzo,
Legacy?
Eugen, Ajax,
Okay.
pretty much everyone but Glay.
Okay.
Because, like, big clip size is one of the reasons why it's great. And even on Glay, it's still probably top 5?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe top 3? I'd
What
probably say
about-
it's the 3rd best weapon on Glay.
Okay. I'm trying to think of weapons-based people that I have outside of Glay, because obviously Haley, but Haley is pretty well suited for the pure. I mean, you could switch back and
Well,
forth
even
between
if
piercing lightning and
you,
enduring legacy.
well, honestly, if you're going up against Deathstalker or Glay, you don't want to use the piercing light with Glay or with Haley.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to use skill damage at all.
Uh-huh.
You just want to use, was it her 3 and
Wanna
her
feel
1?
chill?
Maybe her 2 when they're down,
Target
but
confirmed.
mostly just her 3 and her 1.
Ready to fire.
Okay.
Like, you don't want to focus on skill damage at all. So, like, probably best in slot on Haley too against them.
Okay. Now that's more convincing. Because it seemed like it was a really good gun, but I just didn't have a home for it.
Yeah. So, as I said, Ajax, really good.
Yeah, that could be a use case for it as well in that.
Eugen,
Let me tell you.
Fusion
how
I
got
don't
to
have,
that.
but
Blair,
Blair,
Colossi.
haven't really set him up.
Valby.
Valby, I was
What is
wondering,
that
yeah,
new
that seems like
Yeah.
that could potentially work when you're just using her as a weapons platform.
Yeah, for Deathstalker, I think best in slot.
For Valby.
For any
Almost
Descendant you're
anyone?
going to take into
Yeah.
Deathstalker.
Okay.
The only
Alright.
person I wouldn't use it on would be Bunny, and that's because you're not really shooting Deathstalker.
Right.
You're just dealing with ads.
Okay.
And maybe Kyle too.
Alright. Well, in that case,
So
certainly good to have it fully upgraded from a unique ability standpoint. Have some at least half decent rolls on it, but I may try to optimize it further. And then obviously don't have any catalysts in it, but that
Yeah.
could potentially be a project for in between streams, because next time, now that we have maxed out, or once we get Ultimate Viessa maxed out, which we made some progress on her. Speaking of which, I should throw on a catalyst before I forget. But she is our last character that we currently have. We have others who we have the crafting materials for, but we don't have a Descendant slot. So, I mean, maybe the weekend merchant dude will give a Descendant slot. That'd be kind of convenient. And then suddenly we do have room to squeeze someone else in. Otherwise, I was kind of thinking that would be a reason to either go for Deathstalker or Freyna's mission for the next go round, or obviously checking out whatever the new stuff comes out from this upcoming update. So might not be as character centric next time round.
yeah, I think Ajax is really good against Deathstalker. That's who I would. I think I
Okay.
did post my.
Yeah,
I
I think
posted
you,
both my
because you were
Bunny
talking
and my
about it the other
Ajax.
day. Yeah.
And my Enzo is just my regular Enzo.
Yeah. Okay. Looking at the
Although I
catalyst
do
now
think I'm
for
going to change one thing on my Enzo, but
looking
it
at
won't
the
require a catalyst.
catalyst for you. You said you were using both focuses, both foci?
Yeah.
Technically,
If I
leads
can
both
farm
as
for
singular.
a gold cooldown, gold singular reactor, then I might switch.
Yeah, but I don't have that at the moment, so
No.
I think I had one that was not an ideal weapon, but had cooldown. Did I? Might still be in the stash. Ration. I'm not immediately seeing it. Cost duration. Was it here and I just glossed over it? Power, range, cost. Obviously there's that. Or is it the one that oh, it's the one that I'm using right now. Duh. Okay. That makes sense. It's not gold on cooldown. It's purple.
Yeah, I've got purple cooldown, and I still think I need it. So
Okay. So yeah, maybe I'll stick with the double focus in that case. So focus on singular.
yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at my reactors, make sure I didn't have one already. That would be interesting.
R. Yes.
By the way, do you see this Sharon standing on? I think it's no, it's Clay. Well, right now she's standing on me, but
Where are you? Hold on. I'm on my way. Is there a perfect scion directly on top of you? No. She's just right next to you.
okay. I took a picture, so I'll show it on Discord. Discord.
It looks perfectly normal.
Yeah, no, she's like up here on for me.
Oh. No. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay, well, I'll show it on Discord.
Alright. I'll take your word for it. No worries. Alright. Well, let's see. How many catalysts did we end up putting into Ultimate Viessa? It was a decent number. 4. Yeah, I mean, for one session, that's not bad. As I said, you know, we could go further, but I think it's probably best if we cut ourselves off there. And if we are playing tomorrow for the update, which we may very well end up doing, then may squeeze in a little bit more leveling for her, but whatever other changes we end up seeing, presumably, those would be the primary things we'd want to focus on. If not, then we have plenty of other options with Deathstalker and Freyna's mission, which, between all those things, I'm sure we would have more than enough stuff for the next go-round.
I think I have 9 on mine, but I have like 1 that I added on just to experiment. Maybe 2 I added on just for experimenting.
Okay.
So if you go straight, like what's your build right now? Just need to see what you have left. Yeah, I think you just need 1 more crit mod and that's it.
Yeah. So, quite close. In that case, it helps a lot when the starting glyphs are ones that you actually want.
Yeah.
I think it's the main thing that we are seeing in this case.
I think you need 3 more.
This here. Yeah.
Yeah, nimble fingers, mid-air maneuvering, and then
That one.
it's a little annoying that you need 3 for that last module.
What? Because this gives 6, this gives 5, so that means I'd have 11, which would not be enough for a fully upgraded crit mod, so you'd have to cut that in half, then it fits in. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So it would require a few more catalysts to do so, but I mean, it's reasonably quick. I just don't know what sort of new stuff we'll be looking at next time. So maybe we'll do more 400% dungeons. Maybe there'll be something entirely different that we want to check out.
Yeah. I think it's the strategic missions that are
The operations
and reactors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious what changes they make there. How much better they become for grinding, or you know, if there are structural changes to them at all. I'm curious what they go for.
I'm kind of torn about which weapons I want them to buff.
Yeah.
Handguns for certain. I want the Fallen Hope to be buffed, but I also don't want to farm it.
I think wait. What did I do with Fallen Hope?
Like, the missions are easy, they're normal, but they're also like 10-minute missions you have to farm, and you have to, 20% drop for 5 of them.
Oh, that's this one? Okay, no, this is not one that I have done any grinding for. Yeah.
Yeah. Divine Punishment, I'm hoping for a buff. Especially for Eugen.
Yeah.
Don't really care for the launchers.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I should let you go to bed.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, loads of fun.
Yeah.
I'll expel you from the
Good
party.
rest. How dare you?